2.0. I didn't think those words would be coming out of my mouth. Forget Spitgate 1.0. We got a second incident. So yesterday, and we'll talk about the game afterwards. We'll talk about the fact that, is there that much of a dip-off between Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph? Didn't see it yesterday. We'll get to that. But late in the game, early in the fourth quarter, late in the game, second half, obviously, the Bengals are down 11. They're driving down the field, trying to make it a one-score game. Jalen Ramsey, corner for the Steelers. Jamar Chase, receiver for the Bengals, been yapping all day. From the first snap, first quarter, Chase took a really hard hit from Jalen Ramsey, and they were kind of jawing like, okay, it's going to be that kind of game. They're going to be going back and forth. No problem with that. It's football. It's competitive. That's how it goes. But then late, they get to jawing, and Jamar Chase spits in the face of Jalen Ramsey. Now, we'll play Jalen Ramsey's soundbite and then play Jamar Chase's when he just bold-faced lied about the whole situation. Take it.
He spit on me, so it's up. I don't give a about football after that, respectfully. I'm always going to be all for trash talking, stuff like that. I actually enjoy that part of the game. I think people know that. We was talking for real, which I'm cool with. And then, yeah, as soon as he spit, it was that.
You were saying that you spit on him? Did you spit on him?
I ain't never opened my mouth to that guy.
What do you think prompted the reaction from him?
Well, he don't like some of the words I told him. We've been going back and forth the whole time, so I'm sure some got under his skin.
Just to be clear, you did not spit on him at all, is that's what you're saying?
I ain't spit on nobody.
Okay, except you literally did. Yeah, except you literally did. And, going back to the first Spitgate incident, and we'll show the footage where he literally did spit on Jalen Ramsey. I mean, you kind of saw in the freeze frame. You saw the big old loogie in the air there. But Jalen Carter, when he spit on Dak Prescott back in week 1. And again, I'm trying to assume the best of people's intentions. I'm trying to be a nice guy here, although I do know Jalen Carter's off-field history may not warrant such, but let's be forgiving on this show. Because Jalen Carter, if you remember, apologized after the game. Now, maybe he was because he was caught on camera right there in the moment, was ejected on the spot. Maybe that's what it is. He apologized to Dak, Philly fans, his teammates for a selfish move. Jamar Chase doesn't only not apologize, he denies it. Well, unfortunately, Jamar Chase, these things called cameras exist, and CBS has a million of them, and they got this shot of you literally spitting on. There you go. But back and to the left. We are Zapruder filming this entire thing right there. That's clear as day. Spitting right on Jalen Ramsey's chest. And it is, I'll just repeat some of the things that I said 2 months ago when the Jalen Carter thing happened. Punch me in the face, cuss me out, do whatever. If you spit on me, you are saying that I am less than human. Because when we go outside and you kind of, again, I do this. Like if I'm outside running, getting some cardio in, I spit off in the grass. Like that's what most of us do. But it's the dirt. It's the grass. You're saying that I'm the equivalent of that. And from oh man, we're getting deep here, but from a historical context, that's what they did in the civil rights movement to black people. They spit on them. Protesting racial justice, protesting for their equal rights as citizens of the United States of America. They were spit on. In a larger sense, for me personally, the largest sense, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, marching up to that cross, spit on him. They're carrying his own cross, walking up, spit on him. In other words, what is the number one thing we can do to most denigrate you? That's it. That's it. Fortunately, about an hour ago, the NFL, Schefter reported, came down and said, yeah, we're going to suspend Jamar Chase for a game, and his game check, which, make sure I get this right, equals about, do we have the number here? Okay, equals a game day paycheck, weekly paycheck, $448,000, $448,000 that he's going to lose as a result of this. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what got into Carter, what got into Jamar Chase. I remember even a Florida Gator did this way back at the beginning of the college football season, which helped UCF get a win in Gainesville earlier this year. I don't know what's going around, but this issue's got to stop. This got to stop. Spitting on people. You can go back and forth. You can get in each other's face. Jalen Ramsey, you punch Jamar Chase. If you punch somebody, it's an automatic ejection in the NFL. And initially watching it live, I'm like, oh, what are you doing, bro? It was just John. Then you go back, you're like, oh, you had to punch him too. Of course, 100%. It's always the second guy that gets caught, right? Like that's how it always works. Like second guy always gets caught. And I don't know if it was because the fact that Ja'Marr Chase, after going off against the Steelers in their first meeting a month ago on Thursday night, breaking the Bengals single game record for catches. And in this game, he's held to, let me check my notes here, 3 for 30 yards. Was a no-show. Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter, whoever they threw on him, the Steelers threw on him, shut him down. And you respond like that. That's a punk move right there. That is I'm getting my ass kicked. Let's keep it a buck. Getting my ass kicked over the course of 60 minutes. And so that's how I'm going to respond. That's clown behavior by Ja'Marr Chase. And glad he was suspended. Would not have batted an eye if they gave him 2. Like, I'm dead serious. We've seen people get suspensions or equivalent suspensions 1 game for physical altercations. Not to excuse those. They don't rise to the level of that. The historical context of it. The person, again, maybe folks, it's as simple as the fact that I was raised in the South and there's certain things, man, you do not even think about doing. That's one of them, if not the top of the list. Utterly disgusting by Ja'Marr Chase. And Jalen Ramsey, you heard him after the game. He was well within his right to respond the way that he did. You're lucky that Cam Hayward and some of those Steelers defensive linemen were in there to hold him back. Because if I'm Jalen Ramsey, you're going to have to drag me off of that field. I'm getting ejected for responding to the most disrespectful act of human behavior that a guy can do without physical violence. In some cases, probably worse than physical violence to a certain degree. So get him out of here. And great to see that the Bengals season is pretty much dead. 3-7. Joe Burrow's not going to come back. There's no point in him coming back. They're not running down Pittsburgh or Baltimore for the AFC North. As usual, it's 2-team race. It's Pittsburgh, it's Baltimore for the AFC North. May the best team win. Talk about the Steelers offense in just a second. But it is, I don't know what's going around. Honest to God. Now we're just spitting on people. Because you were going at it back and forth. And then the ultimate coward move. You go out there and lie. You can't stand up there, be a man, and say, yeah, gosh darn right I spit at him. Stand on it. Either stand on it, apologize, one of those two. Don't play us for fools, Ja'Marr Chase. There's this thing called social media, CBS, kind of a big network. You were, outside of Aaron Rodgers, the most famous player on that football field yesterday. Cameras are on you at all times. And if the hundreds of CBS cameras didn't catch you, guess what? Every single human being in that stadium has a camera in their phone, has one of these. You are going to get caught. And you had the gall, the audacity to go to the media. Say, man, I didn't say a word. You literally just said you were talking to him. We saw you talking to him. I didn't spit on nobody. BS. One of mine at the NFL gave him a 2-game suspension. Disgusting. I'm telling you, man, when it comes to spitting, man, that gets me to a different level of heated. I would have rather him punched Jalen Ramsey and kicked him in the head. I would have rather him done that. Unbelievable. Guido's trolling in the comments. Oh, come on. He was spitting out his Zen and Jalen got in the way. I mean, it's just, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Clown behavior. And by the way, the Bengals should fine him as well. Just absolutely disgusting what happened yesterday. People may think I'm overreacting, but man, that is, again, folks, it might just be as simple as how I was raised. Maybe that's what it comes down to. I don't know. You don't do that. You want to fight with somebody? That's the number one thing you do right there. You want to disrespect and denigrate and dehumanize another human being? That's what you do. Just sick. Get him out of here. I wish he'd gotten a 2-game suspension. Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube, and be sure to go click that big red subscribe button and check out the other clips and full shows from Carving It Up Live, as well as our other incredible content creators here on the Grid Network.